For Courtenay-Alberni.
Well, first, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank my colleague for advocating for military veterans and their families. It's greatly appreciated. But I do want to go back to 2015, Mr. Speaker, and I recall knocking on doors and meeting military personnel living in the Comox Valley in my riding. And Mr. Speaker, they couldn't find housing. They were struggling then. So my question, I guess, to my member is does he regret that his government didn't put more foresight into building units, housing units for military personnel? Because it takes planning and thought, and it needs to be long out. And the Liberals have failed to do that. They inherited a failed plan, or no plan, if you want to call it that, when it comes to military housing for military personnel. Does my colleague regret it, and what would he do differently moving forward so that we can honour those people that are serving our country?
Member for Calgary Rocky Ridge.
Well, I will say that this government does not have a monopoly on non-investment in the forces. Now, that's not to say I agree with the premise of his question. I would go back to a previous Liberal government. If we want to keep going back in time, we had a decade of darkness. We have the Prime Minister's father who decimated the military and really even withdrew us firmly from the orbit of the Western defense system. So if we want to keep going back in time, we can, I guess. But I'm going to focus on the government that's here. I came here in 2015 when this government was elected, and they have systematically ignored national defense and national security, and it's about time we had a government that will take these things seriously, become a meaningful and willing ally to our alliance, take our national defense seriously, and stand by our